Hello, welcome to Family We've Got Your Back. We were going to speak today, episode 2 or part 2 of our not objectifying people, but because of tragic events that have occurred in our nation, we have decided to pause that until next week and talk today about peacemaking. And the reason we don't have our little slideshow is we were at a wedding. We're at a wedding. And so, another one. When you have more than 50 nieces and nephews, you go to a lot of weddings, especially when they all come of age at the same time and are all now, all except maybe 4 are marriageable age. No, there's more than 4, but...
Lots of marriageable age kids.
Lots and lots of marriageable, at least half. Yeah. And so we're going to weddings all the time lately. So anyway, congratulations.
End of summer.
Yes.
Fall, whatever.
Yes. Congratulations, Mitch and Kenzie. We're very excited for you and hope that you can embrace the great things about your relationship and continue them forward throughout the rest of your lives so that you're always treating each other with love and kindness and consideration. So we best wishes for that.
For sure.
So, we don't want to be political about this because this, even though it was the political assassination that happened this week of Charlie Kirk, it's not it's a watershed moment for our country. But we don't want to be choosing sides in any way.
No.
Because this is not about sides anymore. It's about how we treat each other.
Yeah, and how do we get back to just a nice, maybe not nice necessarily, but at least civil.
Yes.
Civil interactions.
Civil society requires civility. And we've had a podcast about that before. Of, a society needs to be at least civil.
Yep.
Right? And that's basic. So if you are saying nasty things on the internet that you would never say to their face, don't say them on the internet.
Yeah, right.
Be a peacemaker. If you are someone who would say nasty things to someone in person, rethink about being nasty and don't make it personal.
Right.
Don't call somebody a Nazi. They're not. Don't call them a fascist. Yeah. They're not. Don't call them names.
Yeah,
stick to the issues.
We've talked about labels too before, and this is all about that. It's like we see in the public view, we see so little about what people truly are, and so if you're going to choose to focus on the one thing, that's going to be pigeonholing them, and it's really cruel. We look at him and we say he was a father and a good husband.
He loved his family. They loved him. He treated them well. That's our dog going potty. Sorry. Okay. And he encouraged other people to treat other people well.
He did.
He encouraged right to free speech and that we should be allowed to say what we want to say, but he also encouraged people to do it politely. Well, I don't know, but in a way that was not divisive and harmful, but that we could be unified. And so whether we agree or disagree with his politics or his beliefs on religion, or whether you agree or disagree, this is a moment for you to take the lessons that we are learning as a country and internalize them in such a way that helps you be a better person and helps our country be better. And not just our country, like from individual to country, but neighborhood, or individual to family, to neighborhood, to community, as state, country. It starts with the grassroots movement of you.
And I was just thinking too, when you put yourself in a position where you are doing that judging and that critical, objectifying, right?
Yeah.
Then you really are narrowing you're narrowing what you could potentially offer the world, because everybody's going to have something. And the thing that this guy experienced, he's caught now. And
by his own father.
And what options does he have at this point in time? He doesn't have any options, right? He's at the mercy of the judicial system at this point, and his future is ruined. And so,
it really is.
Anytime we're doing anything extreme and not considering the good that is in people
or the consequences,
then we're really messing our own lives up.
Yeah.
And he took it to the perpetrator took it to the extreme, and now he's going to be facing the extreme. It's why put yourself in that situation, right? When you can just say, I don't see eye to eye, and let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it go. It's tragedy on both sides.
Yeah. From what little I know of the investigation, I stopped myself from going down the rabbit hole today. I had the wedding to get ready for, so I just nope.
Yeah.
One video and that was it, right? One article and that linked to a video, and that was it for me today. And so what little I do know about this young man that committed murder, he got involved on the internet and was allowed himself to be stirred up by social media.
Which, of course, is the point of social media, is to get you interested.
Or informed or engaged or whatever
it is.
Right? They have algorithms that if you pause for a second or whatever, nanosecond, suddenly your feed is filled with those things.
And they'll keep on feeding whatever psyche you want. They want to.
So it's I don't want to use the word insidious, but it's very calculated.
It is.
Very purposeful targeting. And so if you are not careful with your internet usage and focusing on the good, the uplifting, the positive, you can quickly be led down into a mire that you cannot escape. I remember the night of the election being screamed at because the person that was talking to me was so angry that President Trump was all of a sudden now has the power to murder all the people that have gender issues. And women were going to be second-rate citizens. And I thought, where are you getting this?
Right.
This is absolutely not true and ridiculous. How are you claiming these things as true? Right? Who were you listening to? What? And something I said earlier today was, you have to listen with your brain as well as your ears. You can't just take something and this person is speaking truth because they have an opinion and are posting on it. There's some critical thinking that needs to happen. So turn on your brains. And if you're going to scroll and go down that rabbit hole, do it with your brain turned on and engaged, and your logic and your ability to decipher, wait, no, that's kind of off base. That's too far.
Well, and truthfully, I don't want to go down that path.
Yeah. So, but we would like to honor the way Governor Cox and the state of Utah has responded to this tragedy. Governor Spencer Cox was very upset.
Very upset, yeah.
And the day of, and he said, we're going to find you and we're going to punish you, and Utah still has the death penalty. And once he said that, he stopped and he dropped his head and he was like, oh man, I said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Like that caveat at the end, that was the wrong thing to say.
Yeah.
He took a breath.
He felt that statement.
He's like, oops,
like,
that was one step too far, right? Like, it was like, vengeance is ours, right?
Yeah.
And
that's
he's like,
not who he is.
That's not who he is. And he took a breath, and then he went on with a more rational, logical, appropriate statement.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day, after the young man had been caught, he had the most beautiful speech, and I recommend everyone listen to it because it is poignant and perfect.
We can probably link it in our thing.
Well, I'm sure we can. He spoke in a way that was heartfelt and, in our opinion, what a real leader's response should be.
Yeah.
In this type of situation. So he, to me, is kind of the hero of the moment in that he
took the nation's audience and used it for good.
Yes, he did. He used his microphone for peace instead of
rage
platform.
Yep.
All right. So something about Governor Cox. One of his buzzwords, I guess, something he's known for is disagree better.
Right.
So he has, his whole political life has been unity.
Trying to build fences across the aisle.
Build bridges, yes.
Yeah, like we need to have dialogues with each other. And even when we disagree, let's disagree better.
So what he said today was, we can return violence with fire and violence. We can return hate with hate. And that's the problem with political violence. It metastasizes because we can always point the finger at the other side, and at some point we have to find an off-ramp, or it's going to get much, much worse. And here's why I chose this quote. These are choices that we can make.
It's all up to us.
It is. It's how your thoughts, controlling your thoughts, which lead to you controlling your emotions, which lead to controlling your behavior. These are all about choices that you make that can either point you in a good way or lead you down the path of destruction.
And our it's action versus reaction, right?
Yes, it's like, or how are you going to choose to respond instead of just letting emotion and instinct take over? We are not basic animals.
That's why
we are a higher being.
We need to think, right?
Yes.
She's not trying to insult anybody.
No, I'm
we
saying
just need to think about what we're going to say. Pause for a second and
take a breath.
Like
Governor Cox did when he said the wrong thing, and he took a breath, got back on track.
Yeah.
Right? And then he said, history will dictate if this is a turning point for our country, but every single one of us gets to choose right now. Meaning, what direction are we going to be pointed in, so that as a collective we are pointed in a better direction, right?
Yeah.
How can I make this country a better place or influence this country for good?
Yeah.
What am I going to do as a result of this horrific act?
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
And on top of that, which leaders will do that too? Because when we elect our leaders, if they're not peace-loving people, then we're going to have non-peace. We're going to be continued in contention, and the thing's going to get better. And so, we, the people, get to choose the people that we let govern, and you choose someone that's going to be full of debate and criticalness and stuff like that, then that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And it's too bad.
Yeah, and
I think a lot of our political leaders subscribe to some contention, right?
Yeah.
Not healthy debate.
Yeah. And then he says, he speaks to the youth that Charlie Kirk appealed to, right? That was Charlie Kirk's audience. And so he was speaking to that audience. And he said, to my young friends out there, you are inheriting a country where politics feels like rage. And to me, it does.
Yeah.
I get upset because nobody listens and everybody name calls, and not everybody, but
Talking
people name call, and
yeah.
it's not about issues. It's about what side are you on, and I can't handle that. And let's nitpick and say every nasty thing we can about this person so that we can now be in power. I hate it. So he says, but through those words, we have a reminder that we can choose a different path. Again, it's your choice.
Yeah.
Where are you going to take your life? And then he says, I still believe that there is more good among us than evil. And I still believe that we can change the course of history. I'm hopeful because Americans can make it so. And he quoted an author about the difference between hope and optimism.
Right.
Please, please, please watch this speech. Don't just read it, watch it. Because there's so much more in the nuance when you watch it.
Yeah. He is really appealing with his heart, and because he loves the country, he loves so much about our nation, and he wants to make it better.
And he understands that peacemaking, the article that I was quoting from, that was from his speech, did not have one of the things that I really identified with. And he said that he had never been more angry or more sad in his life. And that what pulled him out of that was Charlie Kirk's words himself about being a peacemaker, about forgiveness. So here's this week's assignment. If you are angry in your life about anything, about how you're treated by your family, about the situation the world is in, the state of our country, the state of your town, the state of your family, the state of your heart. If you are angry in your life, find a way to drop that bag of rocks, because anger hurts you more than it hurts anybody else.
Yeah.
And yes, you can destroy a life, and not just your own when you're angry. But typically, the person who is destroyed with anger is you. So let that go. Drop that bag of rocks that you're carrying around with you. And yes, the people that you're angry with may deserve that anger, but you don't. You're the one feeling that hatred and that angst and that hurt and that canker, poisonous growth in your soul. Cut it out like a cancer. Remove it with a sharp scalpel and irradiate.
Yeah, let the healing begin.
And begin the process. And I'm not saying it's going to be immediate.
No.
It will take time, and it will be a healing adventure for you to go on.
But even though
begin that adventure.
But while the whole process might take it, you will feel relief almost immediately.
Yes, the moment you begin that journey of forgiveness, you will begin to feel better, and you will make better choices,
and you'll be more hopeful,
and you will be less selfish, and you will be more community minded or more other-minded.
Yeah.
So in honor of tomorrow Monday being Family and Community, National Family and Community Day, find a way to heal a rift, to forgive. And if not for others, for yourself. Alrighty.
Yeah. Have a good week.
Find a way to have a good week this week. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.